Yes! It's showtime, people! Come on! I tell you, we've had a start today. This has been already... We've only been online for about 2 minutes and we've had a ball. Welcome to the EV Café News and thanks for switching on and powering up on this, the 20th of February 2026. We're fast charging through the next 30 minutes with the biggest stories in sustainable transport with expert analysis you won't find anywhere else with Sam Clark, 5 times Guinness World Record holder, and Kirby Locks and the 3 hairs, Paul Kirby. Oh, yes. So, are you both well?
Very well. Very well.
Yes.
I can't see your hair, Paul's hairs. It's pixelated.
Anyway, enough of this nonsense. Let's grab a brew and engage ludicrous mode as we dive into this week's cleanest headlines. And coming up, I'll start that one again, shall I? And coming up, UK fleet managers need grid connection guarantees to invest in electric HGVs. Samuel, I'm coming to you as our lorry man for that one. The largest used EV study reveals battery degradation rates. Paul, we had a great webinar about this. I'm coming to you for that one. Bus and coaches retain their position as the most rapidly decarbonising road segment. Now, Sam, you look like you know what a bus is. So we're coming to you for that one. Never been on one. So I'm coming to you for that one. And how EVs are powering Mercedes' recovery from 57% profit drop. Pablo, vans are the answer, and I'm coming to you. But first, the EV Cafe commercial clap, where we highlight innovation and new things in our industry.
The commercial clap from the EV Cafe.
Innovation applauded.
Now then, the police are charging electric vehicles at a bus depot. I'm told the interrogation was exhausting, but the suspects remained surprisingly silent. Ba-boom! Oh, I don't know why I bother. Essex Police is using charging infrastructure at a first bus depot to support its growing electric fleet, which this year will increase to 50 electric vehicles. The force has partnered with First Charge, the third-party EV charging initiative from First Bus, to support its rollout of EVs as it looks to decarbonise a fleet of just under 800 vehicles. This is good news. Well done, old Bill. Next up, a big shout out to Amy Carter from DAF, because the DAF XF electric truck has been awarded the 2026 Eco-Friendly Truck of the Year by a Spanish jury. Well, we've got a lot of police and jury references this week. Anything to do with a certain Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, I wonder. Anyway, in recognition of the vehicle's strong focus on sustainability, advanced technology and excellent overall performance, one of the important factors for being awarded 2026 Eco-Friendly Truck of the Year is the application of the latest generation lithium iron phosphate or LFP batteries, which are free of cobalt and nickel and feature an exceptionally long service life, and the batteries can be routinely charged to 100% without impacting their durability. Well done, DAF. And the third item is the CV show. And Kirby Locks and the 3 hairs, it's the biggest one we've ever done. The CV show is rocking.
Absolutely rocking. I mean, we've already got 20 exhibitors, over 600 square meters of EV Cafe Village. It is the biggest yet. We have got Britain's 5 top fleets all speaking on the decarbonisation theatre. The decarbonisation theatre is one of the 3 main theatres within the show. It is a fantastic opportunity, particularly if you want to put your name out there against the world of decarbonisation. It's really important to be known for this, and there's an opportunity to put your name in lights over that and to sponsor some networking lunches as well. So there's some cracking opportunities all around getting the community together. So it's already huge. You can make it bigger, but get your free tickets. I will make sure that there is a link, maybe in the chat, but I don't know that you can get the links. But anyway, we'll make sure that people can get free tickets to come and join us at the EV Cafe Village and the CV show, and see all of the wonderful innovation that is going to be on show there.
Absolutely. Come along and show us your wares. Oh, matron. Now on with the news. And sales of the new zero-emission heavy goods vehicles in the UK increased by 170% year on year in 2025, but with more than 98% of sales still accounted for by ICE HGVs, internal combustion engine HGVs, fleet managers need more assistance to make the shift, according to the Society for Motor Manufacturers and Traders. The industry body has this week confirmed a 10% year-on-year decline in new HGV registrations for 2025. New zero-emission HGV uptake remains strong despite these broader market challenges, and more than 1,000 new zero-emission trucks were registered during the calendar year. Nonetheless, zero-emission models account for less than 2% of HG registrations, and the SMMT has long argued that fleet operators no longer struggle to access appropriate vehicles for their needs. Instead, their biggest barrier to zero-emission HGV adoption is preparing appropriate charging infrastructure. Fleet operators have told the SMMT that in some cases they face waits of up to 15 years to connect charging infrastructure at their depots to the grid. Now, Sam the lorry man, what are the facts here?
Yeah, it's an interesting one, this, isn't it? I mean, it's the registrations of EHGVs that start with the good stuff has tripled year on year, which is great, as you say, and I'm glad to be part of contributing to that. In fact, with the ZHID trials, but more assistance is the words you use, John, in the article there, and I think it's just not just more assistance; it's more education too, right? So I think it's equally as important to help people understand what the parameters are. The last statement of up to 15 years for a connection, yes, that is the sort of extreme case, but there are many cases which we've already proven where just for a few tens of thousands of pounds you can get some charging infrastructure in and get on the journey. We've got very successful hauliers using a 43 kilowatt AC charger that's cost them next to nothing to install, and they are powering a full-blown 44-ton truck with it. So there is a mix here, and there's a lot to be done. I mean, there's a lot of obviously there's funding through the depot scheme. There's funding through the plug-in truck grant for the first quarter of this year. There's been funding through ZHID, and all of these things are good, but now we've got to start to put it together in something that people can really understand, not about what we've necessarily done, but what the future looks like, and what they can do about that. And let's not forget the public charging infrastructure either. So I'm already seeing scenarios where hauliers are coming saying, well, actually, we know that you're more expensive, pence per kilowatt hour, but if we use you, we don't have to spend millions and wait 15 years for a grid connection. So let's just do it that way. So there's lots and lots of different methodologies and push and pull levers here that can create a solution for people. So I'm all for highlighting the peak and extreme cases of the stories, but at the same time, let's not forget there is a swathe of low-hanging fruit that is available to most.
And that is the point, isn't it? I think this is a mindset issue. And Paul, we see this with vans as well, that if you want to make that transition, there are options. Depot charging is one of the options. It's not the only option.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously in the van community, it's slightly easier to charge in the public domain. For electric trucks, it's not quite so easy. There's a much more limited number. So you are relying on depot charging or sharing, and I think we missed the whole sharing option at our peril, because there are a lot of companies that have got a connection that then they can open up to other people. We're seeing that locally here in Bedford. That's going to be happening with Welch's Transport. They're going to be opening up their own hub, which is part of the ZHID trials, and they've already done that at Duxford. So these are hubs and routes that a small detour off the route and you're in and charging. So there's lots and lots of options both for trucks and for vans. But the good thing about trucks is that they have an operating centre. As long as you can get power into those operating centres, it makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. It does make sense. The transition is happening. 1,000 trucks last year. How many will it be this year? 2,000, you reckon? I reckon we can easily smash that, because the rate of change is massive at the moment. So well done, everybody involved. Well done, Sam. Good stuff. Let's crack on. It's time, for the shout-outs. I know you love this bit, Sam. Right, here we go. Now, 7:06 this morning. Steve, economy trucks warts. Good morning, my friend. 7:06. Wow. Honestly,
Good morning,
I was still snoring at that time. James from Screenwash King. Morning, all funner folk. Enjoy a fantastic Friday. Stuart Humphrey. Do you know what? If that bloke gets any more lovely, I'll hug the life out of him. He's done wonderful mental health posts this week. He sent me a personal message just thanking me for, whatever. And I know he reaches out to Paul. He reaches out to so many people, bringing his loveliness and gorgeousness. And he asks, if one thing that you could change today, what would you want to change? It's a really great question. Paul, what would you change?
Sam.
Sam, what would you change?
I changed the construct of that question because I've read it 3 times and still don't understand it. What would you want? Want change? Would you want?
Okay.
Stop being rude and answer the question.
What would I
Sam
change?
and I differ.
I would change Paul's Wi-Fi because it's atrocious every single week.
I would too. I'm with you.
1 second later. Brilliant.
I'm not going to
I
tell
can't
you.
help it.
Anyway, let's move on. Ian Mayhew. Mike Seymour, it's always the last pint, isn't it? I've no idea what you two are talking about. Lovely to have you here, Mike. You did a brilliant video with us, which we released this week, announcing True Charge as one of our sponsors. Great to have you here. And Ian Mayhew, great to see you. EV Beano in the house. Morning, good people. Another crappy joke about Virginia and the state of her waters coming. Really? Michael Barton. He's in Bristol, you know. Good morning, Michael. Good to see you. Belinda Guy. Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. And then he's here. It's Jamie Fretwell. Now, Jamie Fretwell's with us today. He's now so tall that the Civil Aviation Authority has requested he wears a blinking red light on his head after sunset. In fact, if you're driving a Verizon van in the northeast of England and your GPS fails, just look for Jamie. He's technically a visual waypoint, our own guiding star. Jamie Fretwell, lovely to have you here, mate. Jack, EHGV. Morning all. Good morning, sir. EHGV suggests that you have a great interest in that first story we did, and you'll have some more interest later. Coming up, Tracy Kearns. Morning all. Oh, a half-term special. Oh, see, I forget half-term because all my sprogs have grown. Is half-term a bind for everybody, or is it a joy to be with your little ones? I reckon. Yeah, no. Right, okay, Sam, we got your point. Lloyd Allen, good morning from Bristol. He's a 7 out of 10 today. Haven't asked the guys. Sam, how are you today? Out of 10?
I'm a good strong 9 because I've got a very fun weekend coming with SAS and I'm very excited about it.
All right, you're doing something that we can't talk about. Okay. And Paul, what about you? Out of 10?
Well, I am. I started the week out probably a 4/5. I had a really bad start to the week, but finished it on an 8/9. I think. Yeah, really, really good progress this week.
Magnificent. Now let us know in the comments how you're doing. And obviously we're looking at the outliers. We're looking at the 11 out of 10s. We're looking at the 4s. 2s, 3s, that kind of number, just to make sure everybody's okay. Mike Stainton, good morning, gang. Forgive me, I've been absent for many weeks due to overwhelming busyness. Who books meetings for Friday mornings? Well, that is a darn good question, mate. Now, glad to be back in the game, and we are glad to see you here. Mike, thank you for coming. And then Peter Heath, he's here. Now, Peter has a story. You know, we go, oh, Peter Heath, he's got nice teeth.
He's got great teeth.
He's got one less teeth this week because he had to have one out. Peter, our hearts go out to you, mate. I hope you're well. And we'll speak soon. I have spoken to the Pablo, who will be in touch to talk about the CV show because we're going to make the very best use of that time. Ash Bannister, 2 mugs. Good morning, my friend. Now, we have some new mugs. Oh, yes. New design for 2026. And they are kick-ass. So if you want to get yourself a mug, you better be darn funny in this chat. That's what I'm saying.
Ash is going to have to step it up then, isn't it? Otherwise, and you'll be Ash's old 3 mugs.
Well, so far I think Kirby Locks and the 3 Hairs possibly takes it. So I might be getting a new mug fairly soon. But if you've got something funnier, you go for it. Ben McDonald, good morning. It's not raining here. It's raining here. Mike Seymour, the aforementioned wonderful man. He's wearing a Polestar top. Now,
No, is Sam wearing one?
my apologies. Sam is wearing a Polestar top. Sam,
I'm wearing a world record beating Polestar top, actually.
you are indeed a star. But where does the pole come from? Because I've seen you in the loo. Now, Toby Hiles, good morning to you. I know that was wrong, wasn't it? Jordan Conway, good morning from Milton Keynes. 10 out of 10, the end of a great week in the DAF Trucks EV world. And I tell you, the DAF Truck, award-winning, you know. I know, we've covered it here. Mark Smith, MBA, what's the offence? Miss something in a public office. Jim Blair, good morning to you from Arnold Clark. Great to have you here. Craig Marsden, I love Craig. He's just great. Saw some wonderful photos of him on LinkedIn this week. Clean Tech fans, Simon and Barbara, we are honoured to have the YouTube originals in the house. Stephen Robertson, good morning to you. Wayne Dunn, he's got his ticket. He's heading there on the 22nd, so that'll be the CV show. Leon Gomez, greetings. Wayne Dunn, hello. Sarah Sloman is here. Oh, how lovely of you to join us at 10:06, bit late, but never mind. Nick Gerald from Drax Electric Vehicles. How fabulous they were as our news supporter. And if you'd like to take that spot, hit us up, because we really get through where others just don't. Liz Allen, great to have you here. Hi, lovely people. Darren and Vona, shall we crowdfund Starlink for Paul? Yeah, I've been going on at him for over a year about Starlink. I've got Starlink myself, and it is utterly fantastic. Yeah, let's have a go at that, shall we? A little
Please, let's not give
crowdfund.
him any more technology to deal with.
That is now, I think we're Tristan Dorman. Good morning. Good Friday. Enjoying the first dress up Friday for a while. Oh, hang on. Suit and tie, not clown suit. I was thinking there, what would you dress up as? Now, there's a thing. I think we should have a dress up Friday news. What do you think? Just one, a special? Maybe next Friday? Let me know what you think in the comments, Paul.
Is Tristan Dorman a friend of Christian Borman?
No. Let's move on. You're not getting a mug for that. That was poor.
That was pretty good, I thought.
But obviously, Tristan Dorman, he has a bowler hat, not a bowler hat, a top hat, nice big long coat, stands outside hotels. Mark Smith, no Starlink anywhere, please. Use European alternatives. Huh? Starlink's fabulous. What are you going on about? I know there are issues with Elon and all that stuff, but, you know, let's get on with it, shall we? 10:18, 3 stories to go. Oh, my lordy. Next item, in what's being claimed to be the UK's largest used battery electric vehicle study, the impact of age and mileage on the charging capacity of batteries has been revealed. Generational, a specialist in battery electric vehicle battery condition diagnostics, rather like Avalou, our partners, tested more than 8,000 electric cars and light commercial vehicles. It found that 8 to 9-year-old vehicles retain a median 85% battery capacity compared to new, while the median battery state of health for 4 to 5-year-old EVs was 93.53, and the average battery state of health across the whole test fleet was 95% of capacity compared to new. The results published in Generational's 2025 Battery Performance Index draws on battery assessments conducted across 36 manufacturers with vehicles aged from 0 to 12 years and mileages from 0 to 160,000 miles. And manufacturers typically warrant batteries to a minimum of 70% state of health for 8 years or 100,000 miles, whichever criteria is met. Now, we did a brilliant webinar, even though we say so ourselves, on Wednesday with the quite wonderful Dr. Ewan McTurk, Alex Mellinger of Avalou, and Philip Nothard of Cox Automotive. Check it out. I'm going to post the link here in a mo whilst Paul is talking. But it was a great webinar, Paul, wasn't it? What did you learn on that webinar?
I think it's fair to say that I learned that I'm pretty stupid when it comes to Ewan McTurk and Philip Nothard. Because they have like big brains, and but it was really great to hear Ewan talking so positively about the changes and the development in battery chemistry, the possibility of solid state, and that this is becoming more real. And also there's this semi-solid state as well. I didn't even know that thing existed, and it just gave me a lot of confidence around the longevity of batteries, the life of batteries, and as the report has highlighted, the degradation is nothing like what we expect. But where there are issues, it's great to have companies like Avalou on board, particularly as a gold sponsor, to be able to kind of really call it out and understand what the problem was with the batteries, so that those can be sorted out by the manufacturers under the 8-year warranty that most batteries come with.
So interesting, Sarah Wellstead says the webinar was brilliant, capital letters. So sad I missed the end. Well, the good news is I've posted the link in the chat here. It's also on our LinkedIn page. So if you've not joined that yet, EV Café, just search us up, the EV Café on LinkedIn. We have a page. All of our links go in there and you can follow that, or alternatively on YouTube, and you can watch the whole thing. And I've watched it back already because there was so much going on. I've learned a huge amount. Sam, what did you learn? What did you take away from that webinar?
I'm so glad you asked me that, because I've just, this probably isn't going to work, but I'm just reading our news script, John, and I saw this graph, and I don't know if you can see that on the screen.
Yeah.
Blurry. But that is the battery state of health. You don't need to necessarily see the numbers. I know it's blurry. Oh, there we go. But that is ultimately vehicles that are 3, 4, 5, 6 years old, doing 100,000 miles, and that's where their battery state of health is. And I know you just said that, but visually a picture paints 1,000 words, doesn't it? And that is phenomenal. That is a phenomenal graph. That is the sort of stuff which I think is really, really useful to disseminate, because that paints a picture, doesn't it? It makes people understand, makes people, it's more tangible than a table or us talking about it. Stuff like that, I think we need to get out there, because that's what a fantastic representation of what we all knew, in that batteries are far more robust than people think they are.
Next week, the news will be brought to you by a picture. Paul.
I just wanted to highlight this. This was something else that came up in the webinar, that the EV Cafe Mario Kart competition needs to happen at the CV show. We need to have a little side hustle going on somewhere. I'm sure I've got the TV screen. We could sit in front of the TV screen and we could have some fun with this. I think we should.
Okay, Yermot Turk is not invited because he beats me every time.
Right, we are making that. That is now happening. The CV show will have the EV Cafe Mario Grand Prix, and we will be running that for the entirety of the CV show. Come along, see us, have a go, see if you can win a goodie bag from the EV Cafe. Paul?
I was thinking bottle of champagne. We've got to have a bottle of champagne to. I mean, I know not everybody drinks, but they can give it to somebody as a present if they don't.
There is also something called Wild Idol, which is alcohol-free champagne. It's every bit as good as the real thing. I have a bottle. I'll bring one with me. And my wife, who drinks like a fish, she took mine one day, didn't know that she had non-alcohol, and she was so lovely without it. Anyway, right, let's move on. UK registrations of new buses, coaches and minibuses have grown 10% in 2025 to reach 9,259 units. Zero-emission public service vehicles, PSVs, uptake rose 62% in 2025, representing 27% of all new public transport vehicles going on a road. Scotland recorded the highest growth with 1,188 new electric buses, in part driven by the Scottish Zero Emission Bus Challenge Fund, ScotZEB, a government-backed programme designed to accelerate the shift to greener bus fleets. The performance positions the UK as Europe. This is amazing. The performance positions the UK as Europe's largest zero-emission bus market by a significant margin due to government incentives such as the Zero Emission Bus Regional Areas Fund, which has assisted in accelerating the transition to cleaner, greener public transport. Now, Sam, if the bus was electric and driven by what you would call a chauffeur, would you hop on?
I would consider it. No, this is good. This is all good news, isn't it? I tell you what I would like to do, though. I would quite like to split out buses, coaches and minibuses, because I'm not entirely sure that they should be used in the same sentence, because buses are doing fantastic stuff. Coaches and minibuses are significantly harder. They do a lot less regular movements. And I suspect all of this data is predicated on mostly bus stuff, which is, it's all good news. But coaches and minibuses are going to be a challenge, I think. And so I'd like to see those kind of carved out so they get their own moment in the limelight.
He's always got his eye on the detail. You're right, Sam. Paul, I'm interested in understanding electric buses. There's something which does have a bit of a stigma. If you have to use a bus, then you're not one of the elite. And I remember standing on a Scottish street watching the Lord President of the Supreme Courts of Scotland get on a bus to go home after a day in court and thinking, yeah, that works. That's right. It is the right thing to do to get single occupant people out of their cars and into buses if we stand any chance of combating congestion.
Yeah, I mean, that's the bottom line, isn't it? I know Sam would get on a bus if nobody else got on it. But I think there is a place for buses, and especially in rural communities. I live in a village, and actually Bedford, the town centre, is getting harder and harder to navigate in the world of being a car and parking and all that sort of stuff. On the flip side, they do give 2 hours free parking, so they do invite people in the same breath. But they're not very good here at the Bedford Transport planning outfit. But I do think that if they can coordinate it right, it could be a really effective way. My old mum can't drive anymore. She's always on the bus, or she was, for a long time. So I think there is definitely a really good place for buses, and we do need to use them more.
Belinda Guy, she talks about having rentable buses because they're really out in the sticks. Is that kind of dial-a-ride stuff that you're talking about, Belinda? Do let us know. Yeah, don't know. Right, okay, final story. Mercedes-Benz Group reported a 57% drop in full-year operating profits of 2025, with battery electric vehicle sales in the car division falling by 8.8% to 169,000 units. The EV share of total car sales, including plug-in hybrid and fully electric vehicles, rose to 20% of total sales. And this reflects the group's ongoing efforts to transition the portfolio as it deals with intense competition from Chinese rivals and a broader cooling of the EV market. Not sure what we're really saying there because it's not cooling. Whilst the passenger car segment saw some softening in EV demand, the Mercedes-Benz van division reported significant success. Sales of fully electric vans jumped by 46% year on year, reaching 28,500 units, and this propelled the global EV share of the van division to 8%. The success of the e-vans demonstrates that in certain commercial segments, the transition to emission-free transportation is rapidly accelerating. Zoom, zoom, as the Flash might say. Now then, this is supported by heavy infrastructure in the new Van EA architecture, which is intended to serve a modular backbone for future electric light commercial vehicles. Paul, what does all that mean?
Very good question. So the Van EA stuff I've heard about, but there's not a lot of new information on it. There's certainly nothing here. I'm honestly I'm a little bit surprised with this report because Mercedes-Benz are not doing very well in the UK, either from a diesel or an electric perspective, and I'm certainly not seeing it. Now, I will say that their Mercedes-Benz E-Vito, very credible product. I sold one to my friend recently, a small business, and she's very, very happy with it. 160 miles range, it does the job, it's got the payload, it has enough space. It will tick a box, but it doesn't have the best reputation here in the UK. For I don't know really why. And the big Mercedes-Benz Sprinter's got problems around weight at the higher end. Where's it going to go? So Mercedes have got some work to do to really catch up, particularly here in the UK, but they may be doing elsewhere. They may be doing better elsewhere.
Yeah, I've got a problem with weight at the higher end as well. Now then, if you have any clean transport, PR or news stories you'd like us to cover, please send them to us at hello@evcafe.org. We're in danger of finishing on time today. And until next Friday, it's goodbye from me and it's goodbye from them. This has been an EV Cafe production. Other sustainability. Now, Sarah's not here. Sam never plays. It's going to be Paul on his own and me. So we need you to join in today.
Absolutely.
Okay. Other sustainability news services are available. Ooh. But this
is just
funny! Good man. The EV Café is truly blessed to be partnered with the AA, Webfleet, Europcar, Iveco, Avalo, Drax, Utility Line, PLP, AW Energy, CPD Bodies and True Charge with the EV Café, supporting the transition to clean transport. You have been amazing. Sam, Paul, thank you so much for your company this morning. It has been a blast. It's 10:30. Enjoy the rest of your day, your weekend, wherever it takes you. Until next Friday. Bye!
Bye.